Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, you may be aware that BonBonB, that's me, messed up a little bit last week. Caused in part by the game. Yes, I might have spotted it, but I didn't. So what we have, the previous episode 1322, is actually a review of a DLC map. And so we actually have a actual review of a DLC map with ratings. And yes, it got 4s across the board. Now we're going to get to review the actual map that I was supposed to be reviewing that day. And beating 4s across the board is a bit of an ask. I mean, you've got to actually produce something quite good to get 4 stars. So, well, we're going to have a look, shall we? So anyway, it's a... That's right. So it's going to make it even tougher. I'm sorry, I'm just not expecting this to be a winner. But it could be. But you also could be a winner if you play BonBonBingo. Link is in the description. Hit that link now. And of course, hit the like button if you partake in the daily reminder, which you really should. Twice a day even. That's right, hitting that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more, even in the afternoons. Yes, it's an afternoon show, first time ever. Today's map is Attemptarea by Demis. Sorry Demis, I really let you down last time, big time. You have not let me down with this map. I tell you, there's your start square. I've been saying that this map cannot possibly get 4s across the board. Look at those standards so far. Maybe it can. Terrain heights, pretty flat across the map, including a volcano. Okay, and then we have resources, bit of field painting, but in big enough blocks that make them very playable indeed. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, we've got a reasonable mix of fish as well. Okay, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a 100% vanilla map, so we'll be just using a custom theme, the realistic 1.4.5 European theme. And because I forgot to change the settings, yes, I've messed up again, but this time it's good. We'll be using the Relight Average LUT, which is a little bit more punchy than the realistic 1.2 we would normally use. So anyway, this looks very nice, doesn't it, for a vanilla map? This looks very nice indeed. Maybe slightly more green and slightly less punchy is the 1.4, well, the realistic 1.2. But you know what? I'm just going to review this as we see it today, because I think I've got to pay Demis an apology, and just giving a little bit of extra punch to their map, I think, is an indirect. It was an indirect accident. I was actually doing a little bit of work on Bonbon Island on my Let's Play, and for that I'm using Relight Average, and I just forgot to switch it. It was just one of these things. Getting this extra review done meant squeezing it in, and I forgot. And because also we are squeezing things in, I'm going to forego some of the extra bits and pieces on today's show, such as there'll be no intermission. A couple of perfect bridges there. There'll be no intermission. Oh, and also good use of the keys here. Very clean use of the keys there and there. Yeah, we won't have an intermission today. We'll go straight on through in one sitting. And no asset review, because we've already had the asset review for this map, and it was on Saturday. So we're going to forgo the asset review as well. We're just going to fly over the map, give it some ratings, and hopefully we've found you a map that you might like. Hopefully. So anyway, it's a Dutch-inspired map, which means we've got a little bit of a hill going on here. It's not too, it's certainly, it's a pleasing hill. We'll go with pleasing, which just adds a bit of interest to what would, in other words, just be a very flat, disinteresting map. Then we've got the volcano, which isn't very Dutch, but it's a creative map, and I'm all for creation. I'm all for a little bit of creation. Also, look, they've used intersection marking tool. It's not listed, and so it's a double bonus. If you don't have the intersection marking tool, you won't see the intersection markings. It won't break the map or damage it. For me, seeing the intersection markings in place was just a nice little bonus, and I would say they've been done to a decent standard as well. So what can we do? What can we do apart from just smile? And what an intersection. And what a big, I mean, that's a big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. That's a big old bridge. Yeah, obviously high enough to allow shipping through if shipping does actually go that far up the river, which we'll check in the second part of the show after what would have been the intermission if we had an intermission today. You're going to see some good use of extra pillars today. Like there were some pillars on the underside of that elevated section there, just to block it out, and it looked really good for it. Heading down this way, oh, we've got some forestry. Very strong forestry there. And we've got some now you see it, now you don't. Now you see it, now you don't. Popping in and out. This is very nice. And inspiring, I would say, to get you started on your city. And then a little pop through here, through to the other side over here. And there you go, there's your start square. If you're not inspired to start building there, I don't know where you will be inspired to start building. It is very nice indeed. Right, I think we go left. I think we go left. I'm pretty sure we go left at this point as we head off towards the edge of the map. Now, there are certain things on today's map which I'm holding back and hiding from you, especially on the rail. When we get onto the rail, we're going to take the wrong route. I'm sure Demis will be screaming at me going, why didn't you go that way? Because I wanted to show that feature point on its own. I don't want to break that by going, here it is, and we're going to have another look at it. So anyway, we've got another big old bridge there. Again, perfectly done. Heading off towards the edge of the map. So yes, the rail, there's the obvious route. And then there's the kind of like, let's get to the edge of the map as quick as we can route. And actually, that's the route we're going to take. So you're still going to see the standards. You're still going to see the standards. You're going to see us hit a little bit of an incline, which, again, in terms of those that want to play realism and stuff like that, I feel that there's probably a loss of a quarter of a point for realism. So anyway, yeah, we should be going right at this point, but we're not. We're going left. Hugging the side of the river on this side over here. So yes, in terms of those that want the true realism, it's a little bit beyond the suspension of disbelief for realism, but within the boundaries of a Cities Skylines game, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's not one that you're going to have, it's not where you've got a train climbing up the side of a mountain where it looks really dumb, but it is from about this point where we're going down this hill here. This is fairly steep. Let me switch the lines on for you. There we go. It is fairly steep and noticeably steep. So it's I think there's scales on these things. Sometimes you know, clearly very flat up to about 2% is fine. A slight incline here to get up to the high bit as well. But yeah, up to about 2% is fine. Maybe up to about 5% is okay. Once you get beyond about 5 or 6%, it becomes visually noticeable, but you can sort of like accept it. Nice little area there, which we'll check in the second half of the show. And then once you get beyond that, then it starts, how steep does it get before it looks ridiculous? That is steep without looking ridiculous. And so that's just a minor visual thing for me there. Anyway, that heads off towards the edge of the map, which means, with no intermission, we will dive straight into the shipping routes. As a shipping, Attemptarea by Demis. And the shipping routes are very nice. They follow decent routes. But I do have a couple of minor grumbles. A couple of minor ones. First of all, there is one right here, where we get two shipping routes merging. And there's a potential for a sharp turn of a ship. Shipping triangle right there would be very nice, just to cut the corner out there. High bridges, which are perfectly high enough. And then also we've got a shipping point there, which could do with a shipping triangle to soften the edges. Now I see a ship heading towards it, so with any luck, that ship will be doing a sharp turn right about now. And there it is. There it is. And this is what I mean by that. Having that shipping triangle to cut off that corner will just stop your ships doing this, which if you're building a highway along the side of it and you're taking some screenshots, doing some cinematics, having your ships doing that in the background is just a little bit distracting. But anyway, minor stuff. Water flow back to the start square area, and we have got decent water flow. It's fairly strong, there's plenty of it, it's deep enough, everything should be fine if you want to pump and draw into there, and if you want to play any other version of the game, of course, it's never a problem anyway, because mods. Right, the map as a whole, most of it, this area down here, is very Dutch inspired. I think there's no argument there, and it looks amazing. And then over this side we have that volcano and the hilly lands, which, to be honest with you, looks amazing. Whether they go together, it's down to your preferences, but for me, I don't know. Let's have a look at some of these the Dutch canals down in this corner here look stunning. Okay, they've been detailed to a very low level, to the perfect level. Does that make any sense at all? I think any more on that would have been too much. This area here, again, we're going to see a lot of pillar work around the map, and you'll see we've got the ditch here, and I'm not exactly sure what is going on at the end of the ditch, but whatever it is, looks really good to me. I have got no complaints with this at all, but yes, it's very obviously clearly industrial, and I love it. Great work. Got plenty more to see. Let's head over here. Right, okay, Dutch inspired again. We've got one of these star forts, and it's like right on the edge of the map. In fact, cut right way through the half of it. I think that's clever design to have it done exactly like that. And ooh, it's a castle just in there. Minor detailing grumble with the castle walls going through the castle towers there and there. But yeah, that's very, and it's right deep in the fog. Who's going to notice in the vanilla map? Yeah, precisely. Then we have the volcano. I mean, I really like this. This is great hill work as well. They're showing all of their skill levels by building this rugged area here. You're not going to do any building into it. It'll add you a bit of an interesting backdrop, and a fantasy water flow volcano there as well, spewing out the water. And also, ooh, it's another castle. This is pretty decent as well. Look at that. That is great. I love the location of that. All of the credit for that one looks really good. Then over here we have that bridge that I was avoiding with the rail, because just look at this, guys. Just look at this. Credit, 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 double credit in the middle. Liking all of that. Credit, credit, credit coming back down. And then we have this over here. Infinite credit. I love this. That is absolutely stunning. First time we've ever seen that done in a Watts map. Credit there. This bit here I don't fully understand, because I don't understand it doesn't mean it's wrong, and it's done to a high standard, so I'm going to accept it for being what it is, and that is good. And me not understanding it, please let me know in the comments what the heck that is supposed to mean or do, because I don't know. But anyway, yeah, head down here. Also, look at this, right? Okay, this normally you'd need the cluster of rocks off of the workshop, but no, these are individually positioned. Every single one of these, look. Every single one of these is a vanilla small rock, pop down. I mean, seriously, that is a lot of work going on right there, and it looks amazing. We haven't got any water glitching or anything. That is exceptional work, okay? And the essential lighthouse at the end. Can't grumble about that. It's in orange. I could grumble about the orange. It's Dutch inspired though, so that would explain the orange, yeah? And we've got some more of this work going on over here as well. I don't know what to say really, apart from standards are exceptional. Okay, but what do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? This time you really do need to vote on the map, because the last time you were voting on the DLC map, click the link in the top right hand corner of your screen, take it to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. And yes, we're going to use this for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Right, what do I think of today's map? Well, aesthetically, I think this is very strong. A little bit of a confusion between the mountain and the inspired Dutch lands, but in what is effectively a vanilla game, I'm prepared to let that go. I don't think this could be any better. I'm going 5 stars, all in. Credit. I like it. Very, very nice. Clearly I like it. I've given it 5 stars. Detailing on the whole is very strong. 1 or 2 minor grumbles, like those castle walls going through the things. And so and we had something else as well. There was something else minor as well. I don't remember what it was. But I'm going to go as high as I can. I'm going to go very high 4 stars. For gameplay potential, I would say effectively this is a 5-star map. And I would have let one of those shipping turns go at 5 stars, where the ships were turning on the right angle, well, worse than that, on the hairpin. But because there was 2 of them, I've got to bring it down to a very high 4 stars. For gameplay, it's distracting, just a little bit, minor bit, tiny weeny bit. Clearly gets the BonBonB seal of approval, and it's about as close as you can get to an all-star map as you can get without actually being an all-star map. That is absolutely outstanding work, and I am so sorry that something went wrong. Yes, I hold my hand up. I should have noticed from the screenshots, but by the time I get to that point, I've kind of a little bit forgotten what the screenshots look like. It's kind of cut out of my head. Anyway, if you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite, well done. Use the words of the day into the comments to score yourself some population points just for fun. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the WhatsApp series. I will, because it's Saturday. And it's going to be cheesy.